There are moments in everyday life that don't call attention to themselves. They don't arrive with drama, and they don't demand recognition. Most of the time, they pass quietly, unnoticed, buried inside the normal flow of a busy day. People are moving fast. Everyone seems focused on where they are going, what they are doing next, or what they need to finish before the day ends. In that kind of rhythm, it becomes easy to miss the small things happening around us. But sometimes something interrupts that rhythm. Not loudly, not dramatically, just enough to be noticed. It might be a stranger slowing down their own day just to help someone who is struggling with something ordinary. Nothing complicated, nothing extraordinary. Just a simple moment where one person decides not to walk past. And that decision, even though it takes only a few seconds, changes the feeling of everything around it. What was once just another ordinary moment becomes something warmer, something more human, even if it doesn't last long. Elsewhere, something similar happens again. Someone notices another person having a difficult moment, not in a dramatic way, but in a quiet, everyday way that most people would normally ignore. And instead of continuing on, they pause, they help, they adjust their own pace, even if just for a short time, so that someone else doesn't have to struggle alone. These are not big actions. They don't require attention. In fact, most of them are so small that the person doing them probably forgets them almost immediately after. But for the person on the receiving end, even briefly, it can shift the entire tone of their day. Something that felt heavy becomes lighter. Something that felt ignored suddenly feels seen. And that is what makes these moments so powerful. Not their size, not their visibility, but the fact that they happen at all, in a world where most people are focused on themselves and their own direction. You see it again and again in everyday situations. A moment of patience where there was no obligation to be patient. A small act of understanding where frustration would have been easier. A simple gesture that costs nothing, yet changes everything for a brief moment in time. None of these moments are planned. None of them are rehearsed. They just happen, naturally, when someone chooses to act differently than they were expected to. And maybe that is what makes them so meaningful. Because in between all the noise of daily life, all the urgency, all the movement, there are still moments where people choose to slow down, choose to help, choose to care. Not because they have to, but because they can. And even though those moments are small, they leave behind something that lasts longer than the moment itself. A reminder that kindness is still part of everyday life, even when it goes unnoticed. And sometimes, that quiet reminder is enough to change how we see the world around us.